this is not how it looks yesterday. So they said it might have been snagged to come down, but whoa! Oh!
That's almost unfair.
So what happened? Well, first off, that was a video that the homeowner sent me. He shot what was going on. I'll tell the story, but before I tell the story, I've got to tell you that we are under evacuation up here, mostly because of the heavy smoke right now, but if the wind shifts, all bets are off. So there's a small community down the hill from me, and the people that live in this community have one road in and the same road out. And I got a call yesterday as I was packing the last of my things. A tree fell down, blocking the road, hung up on the wires. I asked them, I said, is it hot? They said, no, it's the communication wires, but we can't get out. So I grabbed my son. Well, let me show you the story in this video. Yeah, it happens.
Straight before. You see it?
Yeah, I can see the old one there.
We tried it for 1
Holy crap.
What I was asking him about is if the woman saw a landslide.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
And those big oak trees up there are potentially hazardous.
Way up there, we should take a hike.
Well, that's what I was saying. We called her, but she's hopefully going to call him back. She didn't answer the phone, but...
Oh, here she is.
Oh, good. Here we go.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, were you trying to call me?
Yes, we have the tree service here, and if you could describe to them what you saw yesterday, that would really be insightful for them to kind of know what they're looking at. So I've got you on speaker if you want to go ahead.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi there. So to tell you the truth, it sounded like fireworks going off. I was on my deck, and the whole hill just came down right then. So I don't know if they were trees that had already been struck before that were now cracking apart and coming down.
Now, when you say the hill was coming down, do you mean that there was a landslide, or because what we see is a big tree broke a top, and that came rolling down, and it probably pulled a lot of dirt down. So I don't see how the dirt is destabilizing as much as what we see from this big top.
Unless there's something we can't see from above.
We'll go up and we'll investigate, but it's interesting that you're an eyewitness to all this, and I can see that it was probably really loud, but I don't.
Very, very loud.
Yeah, I don't believe that it was actual landslide. It was just the tree rolling down the hill, pulling down dirt and everything.
Unless, Sarah, from your perspective up there, can you see a destabilized hill above the broken tree?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay, good.
It's just from where it had come down there that it was coming down, yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't mean to be an exaggerator, but it was really very loud.
Oh no, this is a huge tree that fell apart. I was really concerned that if there was some destabilized hillside above that tree that caused it to fail, then the other trees above where we're looking at could be a danger to us. But it sounds like those are all, those didn't move, right? The upper trees?
No.
I can see that's split in half.
Okay, good. All right, this has been really helpful. Thank you, Sarah.
The top part of that is being supported by that trunk over there. Okay, so there was a telephone pole down the run that was bent over from this impact, and it was leaning pretty good. This is from up in the bucket. I'm looking down on the limb. You can see the big split through the main crotch. The upper portion is leaning on a broken bay tree, and the bottom portion is just kind of hanging there down onto the road. The people were very concerned that it would roll and block the road again. You can see the bay that's hanging in the wires. We did get all the brush off of it ahead of time and get it to a point where we could work, but I had to get up there with a bucket. There I'm pointing at the tree that broke. This is the bay tree that's on these two cables. There's two cables. One's a communication cable and the other one is a guy cable. They're both very strong. So what I had to do is get all the weight off behind it. There was some lights I had to be careful of. This is the point where I decided to make the cut. All right, so maybe I'm being a little bit overly dramatic by saying it almost took my head off. But what I do want to do is show you what was going on in slow motion. I'm slowing this way down. Note the positioning on my bucket. I'm nowhere near a position where it's going to be hitting me. Also note that I did a small uppercut so that it would fly free. I did not want the wood to hinge and swing back and get me. So it was touch and go, but I knew how much pressure there was. And these are the sort of things that people don't really anticipate. So finally, they asked us to go up and inspect the broken top from the oak, and we found that an old branch had fallen, and that was on another leg of the communication cable that went up the hill. So it'd been like this a long time. This is very, very dead brush up here. It was extremely hard climbing up there. The hillside was real loose shale, and it was very steep. And it doesn't look like it though. It is. It's really steep. So what we found was there was a massive big top that was wedged, but it had a big crack in the Y. And I told them that it is by no means safe. However, the tree did have a big impact when it hit the ground, so there's no longer going to be any additional impact. So it's stabilized right now. And we did go to the base and we rocked the tree really hard. We pulled on it to try to see if we could release that split and make it worse. So at this point, it's a big job. It's going to be quite a nightmare. And as they cut from the bottom up, it'll get more and more hazardous because it's everybody'd be working underneath that hillside. So I believe it's reasonably secure right now. But I have to be careful not to tell the people that it's absolute. But the whole situation is somewhat resolved.